Hi, this is City Manager Scott Neal, and you're watching On the Job, a show where we take you behind the scenes to introduce you to the city employees that keep Edina going and show you some things you can only learn on the job. All right, I'm coming to you today from the streets of Edina. We got a beautiful day today, and we're going to meet and learn a little bit about traffic safety and traffic counting and related subjects like that. So I want to introduce you to a guy who works for us. His name is Nick Baller. Nick,
hey Scott.
Good to see you. Nick is a traffic safety coordinator. And tell us, how long have you worked for the city?
I've been with the city for about 15 years. I started as a parks maintenance seasonal, and I've been now in the engineering department as a traffic safety coordinator for 7 years.
All right, 7 years.
Yeah.
Tell us what the job of a traffic safety coordinator is.
So typically, on almost a daily basis, I receive complaints or concerns from residents, issues with speed on their street. They're looking for stop signs or maybe crosswalks. So a lot of things that I do is I work with those residents. I collect a lot of data.
So after you collect that data, what happens to it? Where does it go from there?
We have a traffic safety committee that reviews the data along with their request, and they make a recommendation.
So that recommendation then, where does that go?
It gets reviewed by our transportation commission, which is composed of residents of the city as well. And then after that, it gets brought to city council.
All right, Nick, so this is your van, man. This is your stuff, right?
Yeah, all my equipment.
So what are we doing, and what do we need to do it?
So for a traffic study that we're doing today, we're going to be installing road tubes. And to start with that, we're going to be drilling into the pavement.
All right.
And we're going to be hammering some nails in as well. So I hope you're ready to do some of that.
I'm worried that I'm going to break the street.
Oh, I know, that's my first thought too.
Okay.
But it'll be okay.
All right.
So yeah, we'll start with the drill. I'll take the paint and also our tape measure.
All right. All right, so where do we drill our first hole?
We'll probably start right about here. So we'll go about 3 or 4 inches away from the curb on the pavement, and then you'll just be drilling right into the pavement. Perfect. So now that we have our hole drilled, what I typically do is I just mark our line here, just to say this is where the tube will be put.
Okay.
So now we're going to measure 16 feet to the next hole. So you'll be able to pull it back, and I have a nice pink mark on the tape measure you'll be able to see.
Look at that, right there.
Yep, right about there.
Okay.
So now we can set it down, and what we're going to do is we're going to find that exact 16 feet, and then we'll be drilling another hole.
Okay. Right here.
Yes. And now we're going to go to the other side of the street. Good morning.
Morning.
And we're going to mark what looks like the exact perpendicular or parallel spot. Take a look at where that hole is, kind of line it up wherever you think is nice and perpendicular
I think it's right here.
To the driveway. Yep. Go for it.
Wait.
So now why it's important that we're exactly 16 feet apart is so that we can tell the data collector how far people are traveling and the distance of time between each tube.
So the way that their front tire rolls over this one and then rolls over that one.
Yes.
There's some math involved, I suppose.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, so the distance between those, it tells you how fast people are going and also what direction they're going too.
Oh, sure, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to put the tubes down next.
Yeah, we're going to hammer in some nails first.
Something like that, maybe, and
yeah, and then you can pop that in, and then yeah, just keep going. Yeah, and that should be good. Only 2 more.
all right.
There you go. You got the hang of it now.
I could do this. No, I couldn't do it all day. All right, Nick, what's next?
All right, now we're gonna grab our road tubes.
Okay.
So here's one, and then we'll need a second. So one end we have completely sealed, as you can see right here. and the other end is nice and open. We plug this end into our data collector, and every time a car drives over a tube, it sends a pulse of air into the collector.
All right, well, let's hook them up.
Yeah, so now what we'll do is we'll install the other tube, and then we'll get some tape on the tubes to make sure that they stick to the roadway.
All right. Okay, so we've got our strips down, secured to the street, and now we hook up the equipment?
Yeah.
All right. So this is the box that counts the traffic.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is the A tube, and if you look at the back of the box, I have them labeled.
Oh, sure, okay.
So you can plug that one into A, and then again, so that one's B, and then in the box, there's just one little switch on and off at the bottom, and now that we're almost all done. All we have to do is we have to click the start button 3 times.
1, 2, 3.
And then now after a couple...
the magic words, right?
Yeah, hocus pocus.
Start the study.
And then now as long as the OK light is not flashing.
It is not flashing.
It's a solid light.
Yep.
Then we're all good to go. So now you can shut the lid. Then now
and then you put a padlock on it?
Yeah, I put a little padlock on it with a chain. Lock it in, and then we set it down. And now the study is underway. We conducted a traffic study.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Well, Nick, thank you for showing me what the life of a traffic safety coordinator is like, and how we care for traffic and how we measure traffic in neighborhoods. You know, one of the things we do every other year in Edina is we do a quality of life survey, and we ask people, you know, what are the top concerns they have or threats that they face, and oftentimes neighborhood traffic is number 1 on that list. So what we're doing and what you're doing is something that's important to people that live in our town, and they appreciate your work. So I appreciate your work too. Thanks for being on the show today. Appreciate it very much. You've been watching On the Job, a show where we take you behind the scenes to show you the city employees that keep Edina going and show you some things you can only learn on the job. You ever miss and hit the plastic thing?
Oh yeah. That's why I don't put the plastic thing on until towards the end.
I love your knack of asking, do you ever do something? And then their answer is, yeah, that's why I don't do it.